Okay, welcome everyone. Here I am with Regional Vice President Jason Thoms. Jace, great. Thanks for joining us, mate.
Thank you. Well, first of all, Tony, I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me. I feel pretty privileged to be able to, come and interview me and ask me how my Arbonne business is going. But mainly to say thank you for what you're doing for Arbonne men, that really are looking into this business. So I really love the platform that you've created so far. So, yeah, thanks again.
Super, mate, super. It's great. It's a great opportunity for men in this business, right? I mean, we're half the population. And, people think that it's just a little lipstick business, but it couldn't be far from the truth, Jace. What do you reckon, mate?
So far from the truth, so far.
Yeah. Mate, a lot of people are going to be watching this that don't know that I'm on the west coast of Australia and you're on the east coast, mate.
West side. That's it. So I'm in lovely Gold Coast. We're pretty privileged where we live here. We live in a little suburb called Biggerra Waters, so it really runs along the Broadwater, and so it's such a beautiful place, such a great place to live.
Beautiful, mate. Is it true that you guys need a visa to get over to the west? Is that true, or we let you in sometimes?
Yeah, pretty much. I remember travelling that way one time, and 5 hours later, and we hadn't even left Australia yet. We're still flying over it.
Yeah, good on you, Jace. Well, listen, mate, I'd love to know a little bit about what you do outside of Arbonne, mate. What's your background and what's your normal biz, mate?
Yeah, okay, yeah. I've lucky enough to be able, brought up in a family business. My father, Douglas, he started a painting business way back in the late 70s when they first moved over here from New Zealand when I was about 18 months old.
Wow.
And he started that up. And so when he retired about 4 or 5 years ago, I took it over. But I've been working with my father ever since he could put a paintbrush in my hand.
Wow.
And so I still run that. Very small business now. It used to be quite large, but I sort of shrunk it down to make it a bit more lifestyle friendly.
Yeah.
So we have a painting company called DTS Master Painters, and it's been around on the Gold Coast for over 45 years.
Wow, great plug, mate. Great plug there. And mate, how did you get into Arbonne? What did your sort of journey into Arbonne look like for anyone who's either a painter or has their own business and is an ordinary, everyday, hardworking guy? What would the journey into Arbonne look like for them, or what was it like for you, mate?
Well, for me, I guess probably when we first got married back in '96. My wife Kyla and I, we had actually dabbled in a bit of MLM, network marketing, and back then, we just thought it was all cool, but found it really hard. The same excuses are it's MLM, you have to be in the right place, at the bottom and all that kind of stuff. So we had a little bit of dabble, and then and that didn't work out. So we just went back to our lives, working 9 to 5 jobs, and I guess probably around. Must have been, 2011, 2012. Kyla had been approached, we heard a few people about Arbonne.
Right.
But we just said, no thanks, we're not interested. And then jumped towards August 2014 when my wife and I were in Broadbeach celebrating our 18th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
It was about the same time Arbonne had their conference across the road. So there was just heaps of men, heaps of women, crawling all over Broadbeach, and we were wondering what was going on. So Kyla happened to ask what's going on, and then they mentioned about Arbonne. So that was probably the full involvement. And Kyla had dabbled, sort of watched a little bit on Facebook, watching this business, and then pretty much August, at the end of November, we joined.
Right. Wow.
We joined Arbonne.
Wow. Well, mate, like Trace and I, you guys are a regional vice president partnership, right? How does it work for you guys being a partnership?
Oh, look, it's fantastic. Like, I have to say, I guess I feel it's actually, we have a bit of an advantage being a husband and wife, because you do have that support system a bit more so than, and this is nothing against the guys that are their wives are mainly the doing Arbonne, because they definitely do support their their wives in it as well. But I just think when you got two people actually on the same page and doing the same thing, it just really resonates with each other, and you know what you've got to do. And when one's down, the other one can build the other person up. So yeah, definitely partnership is fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. And what we've found, Jace, is that, you know, Trace's strengths are my weaknesses, and vice versa. So I'm sure you guys are like that. And just so happens we've both got beautiful wives and we're not so good looking, but you can't have everything, right?
That's right. Can't have brains and good looks at the same time, eh?
Yeah. It's funny, you know, I got asked last night, I did a DA last night, Jace, and a guy came up to me and said, look, I really want to support my wife in this business, and how do I do it? And I said, well, look, mate, I tell you something, you know, your wife is the rock star and you're the roadie at this point. Get up on stage, get in the spotlight. It's much more fun. We met at AAC a couple of years back, mate, when we first became RVPs together at the same time.
I remember it was actually in the experience hall.
Yeah.
And Kyla and I were getting selfies. I remember you guys walking up and
Yeah. And it was really extraordinary because I went, oh, wow, there's another guy, right?
Yeah.
And
I love how, I love how you said it, you know, our wives are the rock star. And they are. I have to say, my wife, when we said yes to this business, it was her that really went for it. And I was the roadie, you know, I supported her, did all the back end computer stuff. But yeah, definitely, our wives are amazing.
Absolutely, mate. And one thing I always think, mate, that if it's kind of like if you left your wife out on the field battling out in the game by herself, knowing that you could be on the court helping her out, and you're just in the background and she's battling it out, trying to make a difference in your life and in your future, I struggle to comprehend that some guys don't want to get on the court with the rock star. You know, I do kind of struggle with that because it's kind of like your life partners, right? And why would you be like partners in this business and rocking it out on stage together? That's just my take on it, mate. What do you reckon? Yeah,
no, I love it. And that's, I guess, another good analogy is probably, you know, the American football or football. You know, we're those guys that are at the front there palming off. Yeah. You know, the wives are with the ball, I guess, and they're trying to get to the cross line, and we're the guys pushing the other negative or whatever that needs to be done and supporting them that way. And yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Mate, what sort of feedback do you get from your mates and the guys that you work with around, you know, your Arbonne business? How do you go when you're sharing that amongst the men in your business and, the men in your life, Jace?
Yeah, look, all my customers, I guess, to a lot of them being a painter, and I guess my first contact is the wives. Yeah. Because it's the wife that really makes the decision making when it comes to decorating everything. Yeah, correct. Exactly. But can we not record that? Can we cut that?
Let's be totally clear on that, right?
Yeah. So true. Yes, so true. So I do get to meet the husbands because obviously then at the end of the day, they're the ones that I contact with, you know, payment or that. So I do ask them, and a lot of them are pretty receptive. Still cross those bridges about, it's one of those pyramids or all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then once you explain to them what it's really about, you know, they're pretty open-minded and they take the feedback pretty well. Like they don't not tell me to get lost or anything, but yeah. And I've had some customers out of doing it now. They're trying the products and they love them.
Yeah. Super, mate. So in your business, what do you generally build on the nutrition or skincare, or what kind of percentage mix would you say you'd have in your business?
Okay, so for us, it's definitely the nutrition. So for my wife, Kyla, she's a food nutrition coach. She's a PT. Wow. And she's also an RPM Les Mills instructor. So I guess that's the main reason why in a weight loss company for many, many years, and pretty much was their number one a consultant for them. Wow. And basically she wasn't really happy with the food choices that were happening. And then when this came along, she could see the benefits of, you know, vegan. And so because she didn't really know much about makeup, and obviously I don't either, the nutritional side she really did know about, and that's what really made it really interesting. So yeah, definitely. But now we are getting more into the makeup side of it because we realise the benefits of the makeup and skincare, because we know so much chemicals are drawn within our skin. So, but definitely starting from the inside and working to the outside.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we're a little the same, mate. We actually built our business on the nutrition, and it's quite easy, I've found, to expand people out once they know the incredible results you can get from your nutrition. You can expand them out and make it a holistic approach to wellness, because it's we are the number one company for healthy living inside and out. So they kind of go together. What do you reckon?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I guess we see in the news all day, every day, Australia is, one of the largest countries per capita that, obesity, our kids are heading that way. So definitely we are in the right niche for marketing a healthy lifestyle inside and out. So I can basically really see that we're number one. Yeah, see that.
So, mate, for you guys, RVP at the moment, mate, I can see you guys shooting to EMVP in the near future. What sort of plans have you got around getting to Maui, mate?
Look, to be honest, yes, MVP is definitely where we all want to head. But we want to really build a really strong foundation, because there's nothing worse, I guess, than trying to reach for that top of the level and you haven't built this strong foundation and you're there, and then all of a sudden, you drop back down again, or something happens. So really building a strong team of men and women that are going to be around for the long haul. So for us, like I say, 4 years we've been in the business this November.
Yep.
And, it's all about building. But, hey, look, as you and I mentioned the other day that we, 2020, sitting on the Maui beach there, I reckon. Right? Yeah, definitely. So we've definitely, it's own it. We're going to own it, as we know the theme for this. We're going to own it. We're going to own it, definitely.
Super, Jason. Now, listen, mate, just before we sign off, how about giving us some top tips for success in this business, particularly as it relates to men, and your experience and your journey, and what tips you'd give, some takeaways you'd give that would help men either thinking about joining, or husbands or partners of female consultants that want to engage more and help support their female partner, or just men that are in the business already that can grow their business?
I'll start with men whose wives are doing Arbonne.
Yep.
Jump on board with them, become a partnership, really get involved. So for me, the first year and a half or so, I was the roadie. Yep. And it probably wasn't until about middle of 2017 when things, were tough. This business is a tough business. It's not all, glam and glitter all the way through. It is a business, and as we know, businesses go up and down. Yep. So that's when I realised I needed to really, or I wanted to really step my game up and be by my wife's side, presenting and helping our team grow. So number one, for guys that are just sitting beside their wife,
yep,
jump in and actually get involved, get in action with them. And just treat it like your normal business. Now, for business owners, that guys that have got their own business, treat it exactly the same as if you were running that business. Don't treat it like a lipstick business at all. That's just the products and services we're involved. Like there's nothing scary about it. It's just lipstick.
Yeah.
Just makeup. So there's don't think too hard about it, really. Their product.
Yeah.
And that goes too with guys that are doing the business. They don't have a partner or whatever. They're just coming straight into it and looking at the business side. Yeah. Just treat it solely as a business and apply the same rules that you have in your normal business.
Yeah, mate, that's a really great point you make there, Jace, because a lot of people that join this business, they don't get it, that it's the fundamentals of this business are no different to any other small business. The only difference is we have very little risk and huge upside. It's funny, when I was doing this DA last night, Jace, someone asked me about, on average you earn $300, 300 something as a district manager, right? And that can take, a couple of months, up to 5 months on average to reach a district manager. And I said, when I first started my surf chain, I invested $350,000 for my first store. I ended up with 5 of them down the track, but I didn't get paid for 2 years. So the fact that you can spend $105 and have an income of 300 in a very quick time. I mean, you can get right now money in this business, right? So,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but if people have that mindset that it's a get-rich-quick scheme, they're totally wrong. But I reckon it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it's a get-wealthy over a period of time scheme, where wealthy means you get time and you get financial freedom. And for me, and just being healthy, gee, I think that's the new wealthy, right?
Yep. Oh, look, and just when you say that too, Tony, it's 100%. Like, I mean, if you read all the self-development books or any entrepreneurial programs, the 2 things they start out with is get your health in check.
Absolutely.
Because it doesn't matter how much money you've got. If you're unhealthy, it's not going to serve you.
Yeah.
You know, but being healthy, you start your success straight away. Because money can only buy things.
Absolutely, Jess.
Whereas your health can do a lot more, you know. And yes, time-wise too. Like, I don't know, everyone loves. I don't know if you can see that. Loves that book there. I absolutely love it.
All right, mate.
Go. You've probably got it too. The guy, yeah, exactly. And mine's tattered. And he talks about a 7-year. You know, this business is going to be 7 years to master it. And if you take that aspect of it, but on the way, you can make or earn really good money.
Yeah.
Like you say, it takes 40 years or sometimes longer just to create an income in your own business. And sometimes you don't end up with anything, you know?
Yeah, mate, I always say that in life we only have 3 currencies, 3 real currencies that matter. And they're in this order. They're health, time, and love. And that's the indisputable law of life. And if you don't have your health, the others don't matter. But I think if you took a look at Arbonne, you would find a hell of a lot of your greatest currencies in this business.
Yep.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's got everything there. Everyone wants to succeed and help each other succeed. So there's that love. Yeah. There's that camaraderie. There's that support. Sure, you have that little competitiveness, but it's good. It's a fun one. It's nothing, you know, sinister about it. You know, you really want to help each other succeed. So, and the health side of it's just amazing. Like, I've actually got more. I think I'm more fit now than I was in my 20s. Yeah. Because of, you know, with my wife supporting and all that kind of stuff in that area. Yeah. That healthy living is just tenfold.
Good on you, Jace. Well, look, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. You're an absolute superstar. You and Kyla, mate, I can see ENVP on the horizon. We're going to be sipping those cocktails, or for me, it'll be mocktails, right? Now in the near future, mate. You've been an absolute pleasure having you on, and I hope that a lot of people will gain from your wisdom that you've so generously shared, mate. Thank you so much, my friend.
And again, thank you, Tony. Thank you.
No, that's a pleasure, mate. And I look forward to seeing you at the VP retreat on the Gold Coast coming up just after Chrissy, mate.
Yeah, and we'll catch a wave. We're going
mate, I'll be up for that. Give my love to Kyla and the family, mate, and we'll talk again soon, my friend.
Thanks, Tony.
Thanks, Jace. See you, mate.